Yo, what up? Oh yeah, dude. It's gambling time, boys. Welcome everybody. Friday night Frontline. A little later than usual. I apologize. I had to push back the time because I had to do had some social obligations I had to go to. I know I had to go and touch grass. Ugh. But the good news is I got a little sauce while I was doing it, so we're gonna start off this stream, in a good mood, which will hopefully continue. Just go ahead and get that going, dude. I have been waiting for this moment for at least 4 months. I don't remember when this character was previewed. I want to say it was back in like June or something. Can we just appreciate this music? They've been pumping out like killer background event music. Kind of want to just vibe to this. Oh, dude, it was rough. I had to go out in public. I even had to dress nice too. That was the worst part, Willie. They maybe put like real pants on. I was like, ugh. Such a nice song. Alrighty. I can't contain myself anymore, boys. We gotta get going here. You guys have no idea how hard it's been the last 24 hours, just oogling all the fun that everybody else was having, and me getting in the sad cuck box and having to watch from the sidelines, because I would never cheat you guys out of gambling on stream here. So the sacrifices I make for all of you. Well, I mean, I could wear my weeb stuff. I just had it was like a button up, type event, so I had to wear my like button up Goku shirt. So but that's like more formal than like my t-shirt, my like anime hentai t-shirt. But okay, so for this, oh man, Paul, by the way, I borrowed your Florence, and that was not a good idea, because now it's tempting me. It's tempting me so bad to roll. So I have enough, obviously, of life savings for. I think I can pretty reliably go for a segment 6 unit, but I think that's actually going to be AA12, which is the next unit. I did a lot of thinking, and I put a lot of my brain, and my heart is being pulled in two different directions, but I think AA12 is the one I'm going to eventually go with. But using your, I think it was like, what, segment 4 or something? Florence was like, even though I couldn't really test it out anything like too crazy, I was having a lot of fun. And the concerns I had with how some of her abilities work, I guess we'll talk about it when I get her here in a second, but I had a couple concerns about how her abilities worked with other, like specifically Hydra units, and everything worked out better than I thought. So be strong, no whale. I don't know, Willie. I mean, I'm going to. It was just a matter of who, because like I said, I kind of wanted a segment 6 unit, and it was up in the air between Florence and AA12, and it kind of is interesting because both of them want other high segment units to go with them, but I kind of like AA12 more, because I feel like her entire like high segment kit is more self-contained. I mean, Klukai enhances it, but even without Klukai at high segments, I feel like Lynn still is just like an overall better pick. Let's stop talking. Let's gamble. I think we're just gonna grab her, and then maybe the weapon. Maybe we'll see how that goes, because the weapon is nothing crazy. It just gives some extra damage on the summons. It's not too ridiculous. But there's also this as far as a 5-star weapon. So if we just want stats, which is essentially what we want, this is it, because she herself doesn't actually do much damage. All the damage comes from her bear. No, Paul, you're definitely segment 4 on my friends list here. I don't want to out you on stream, but I don't want to be called a liar. Here we go. Yeah, that's segment 4. Unless there's another guy on my friends list named Paul that I'm confusing you with. But you know, you might wanna call up Mika and give you a refund if. But anyway, let's gamble. We're gonna grab her at the very least, and you know, depending on how well it goes, maybe I'll do something stupid. So, like I said, it's a very hard decision between maxing out Lind or Florence, because like I said, I really do like both those characters for different reasons. A little more nostalgia with Lind, because when Lind first came out in GFL1, I remember she was like, I think the first round of shotguns that were added, and come on, I said skip. I think she was like one of the first like shotgun units that was released like for 5 stars, and back then it was like super hard to get them. And I remember the day she came out, I got up early, installed the patch once the servers came up, and I did one craft and instantly hit the 8 hours and 12-minute timer on that craft, and I'm like, oh! And I just like froze there. So I remember that very clearly. So like I said, Lind has a special place in my heart. This is a fresh 50-50, by the way. Nothing crazy. We're on 0 pity and everything. And to be honest, I'm expecting one of these days for my luck to run out and have to go to hard pity on one of these characters. I mean, we are way, way past due having normal luck. So this will be, I think, 40, right? Do-do-do. Getting a lot of 4 stars, which is good, because that's more free Doritos. My Dorito stash is getting kind of huge. Alright, well, it looks like we're going to go to normal pity for the first one. Now, if we win the 50-50, then I'm going to count that as just more crazy good luck. Oh, yeah, so even if I lose the 50-50 on this, Wooly, and I go to hard pity, I think I'm still pretty good. I looked at my total overall pulls before I hopped on here, and I think after I cash in all my Doritos and all that other stuff, I think I had 650-ish or more total tickets. And I think to have a pretty good chance, I want to say like a 75-ish% chance to get segments, 7 total versions of the character, or 6 segments. I think it ends up being around 600. So with good luck, that would be pretty solid. Bad luck, I would have to, you know, just probably wait a little longer. I'd probably come pretty close, right? I'd probably be at like segment 5, and worst case scenario, segment 4, and I would just wait for a rerun. I am not segment 16 Florence, but I am probably gonna segment 6 Lind. I think we're at that point. Da, 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 da. They're gonna make me wait till literally the last one. Yas! Yas, queen! Oh, he just can't keep getting away with it! Oh, what a day. What a day. They call him 007. 0 lost 50-50s, 0 pity saved up, 7 characters won. Oh, Lord. Well, that's pretty gangster. Well, I would also like to... I guess I'd also like to invite you guys all to my my wedding, which will be October 31st, right? That would be I think a Friday. I gotta tab out a game here real quick. Yeah, it's 31st is 2 Fridays from now. So, we're gonna have a special Halloween episode. Oh man, that's gonna be a nightmare, dude. There's gonna be like trick-or-treaters and stuff coming on in the neighborhood. I'm trying to record, but I think that's gonna be our oath date for I'm sorry, covenant. Our covenant date for Florence here. Yeah, well, completely sane, totally sane medical doll. Wow, like I said, I actually like am in shock of my own luck, because that is... I'm trying to think the last time I lost a 50-50, and I want to say I lost one 50-50 on... I think it was like Kyohan, and then I immediately like got her on the very next 10 pull. So anyway, this is just... Well, I think for the end of the... Like at the end of the year when we hit the 1 year anniversary, I'm going to comb through all my streams, and I'm going to do like an overall count and everything, and see like just how way above average the luck for this account is. This is a totally rigged account. Yeah, that's the question. Not getting the gun. So I have this, and that did go pretty well. I know the people want to see me gamble. Oh, well, that's right. I got to do this real quick. Yeah, this is a 50-50. Let's get to this real quick. This would be segment 4 total, which would be pretty awesome too, because then I'll be finally part of the cool kids club. Oh! You can't keep getting away with it! I'm gonna have to get that clip for next stream. You can't keep getting away with it! Every time, dude. Dude, streamer luck. Oh, I thought that was a second 5-star there for a second. I was gonna be like, what the fuck? Alright, cool. Well, we got segment 4 total. Oh, yeah. I mean, now I have to roll for the gun, right? Like, this is the gambler's fallacy, right? The table's hot right now. I've been, you know, been hitting my point. I'm gonna get the big tall and the small. I'm gonna go. Here we go. I'm gonna put 20 on hard 12. Okay, well, I didn't win, but yeah. Well, at this point, losing to be a win. Jesus Christ! So we're gonna toss a couple here. I'd like the 4-star version of the gun too, just for like skin reasons. But this should be... I should actually check real quick. This, I believe, is a brand new... Yeah, that's right. That's right. We got Jang Yu's in 110 pull. That's right. Oh, God. He's so fucking lucky, dude. So fucking lucky. Let's go to about... let's go to like 40. We'll see if we get it early. If not, I might just save it for Lind. And that will like decrease the overall amount that I need to save for Lind, even though that's like not how math works. It's still going to be the same amount total, but you know, it's a psychological game. Oh, there we go. Buy a lotto ticket. So Wooly, I don't do like scratch offs or lotto tickets or anything normally, but anytime that I have, I've always won nothing. It's weird. In my luck and other stuff, like, you know, like I said, scratch off tickets, lotteries, like whatever, raffles, never win anything. Never. And then this game comes along and it's like paid chill, essentially. This is 30, I think, right? Even, like I said, even my boy, Hell Advocate, can he can vouch for me. My luck in Star Rail is abysmal. But that's going to change in a couple weeks, because Star Rail, I'm gonna unlock the magic, the secret sauce. and I'm going to change my luck in that game. But normally my luck is kind of meh. Right, I think we're going to do one last 10, because this would put us at 40, I think. And if we get it early, awesome. If not, I'm just going to stop and carry it over to... to AA. Okay, sorry, boys. For me, this is not a huge upgrade of a weapon. Let's talk meta here real quick. Not that anybody really needs my opinion on meta in this game, but my opinion on this weapon is pretty much like, so it's essentially buffing two things. It's buffing her bear and it's buffing Niketa's dog, but the dog Kushlik doesn't really do a lot of the damage. It triggers the counterattacks from Niketa that do all the damage. So this actually is not even that big of an increase for the dog. Now it is an increase for the bear because Arios is almost 100% of Florence's damage. In fact, if you're playing her correctly, it should be 100% of her damage because she doesn't actually attack. And then I guess technically this also buffs, I believe it buffs Springfield's little eagle. But once again, that's another case of like, unless you have a really high segment Springfield, the eagle's not doing a ton of damage, right? Like it's, I mean, obviously if segment 6, then it starts to scale like crazy. So this is kind of why this is why it was such a hard call for like meta reasons. When I was testing out the stuff with Florence here, we'll just give her this one in the, you know what? Let's just give it, it's got the wrong attachments on it and everything. Yeah, it's like physical, but whatever. It's good enough for now. It's tricky with her because she is one of those, like, I know we were talking about it last week. Paul was like, essentially segment 0 or skip. And I think she is a very good unit to grab, assuming you already have Springfield, right? Even if you don't have Niketa, the amount of damage that she can help Tolol pump out, I mean, mathematically it's 40%-ish damage, right? Which is a little, I think that's a little inaccurate because not only is it 40%, it's 20% of all damage type, and then Stimulant is 20% of all damage, and then 20% of Hydro. And then in addition to that, she's also reducing the target's defense by 30, assuming you didn't already have that, which would be like, and that comes out to like, what, another 7.5% damage on the target. So she is a really good way to amp damage, and she, similar to Vector, scales like crazy, right? Because the more segments you have for the key units in the Hydro team, for example, high segment Springfield puts out a lot of damage. High segment Niketa obviously puts out a ton of damage. And high segment Tolol puts a lot of damage out. So high segment Tolol is kind of accessible to everyone thanks to the standard banner. So this is like the correct way you cookie crumb people into like building a team. Is like you get one really core strong unit like Tolol, put that in the standard banner so people can like build that and have like that as your, and same they did this with Chongju as well. It gives you like a core unit that you can build off of. And the more you put into the Hydro team, the more she's gonna scale equally well, because segments 1 is, this is nothing crazy. It just increases her personal damage from the bear. From now on, whenever I say her personal damage, I really mean the bear. But it's gonna increase her damage. This one increases, is this all Hydro damage? Yes, so this is all Hydro damage for the team, but mostly this one is kind of cracked because it lets you put Stimulant up on 2 targets, but not only that, every now and then when you need to summon the bear, you can still have it rolling on 1 target, so you can have Stimulant up on 1 target, aka Tolol, 100% of the time, and then you can have it up on a 2nd target most of the time. It's going to fall off every now and then when you need to spend a turn to summon the bear, but that can be a fair trade, especially with what the bear does. This one I think is actually very underrated. This segment 5 applies the stimulant buff to the bear as well as whoever she's putting it on. So At this segment, you can have it up on 2 targets, and the bear automatically gets it too. So now it's on 3 targets, and the bear at this segment is also starting to approach critical mass. And then obviously segment 6, the bear just he kind of goes crazy. But the point is, if you have a lot of segments on Tololo, then just putting Stimulant on Tololo is good. If you have a lot of segments on Tololo and say Niketa, then getting to segment 3, now you get like double the value out of this character, because now you're like double dipping in the amplifying ability. And then once again, you get to segment 6. Now she's also putting out crazy damage. So it's just, this is like a whale's dream, right? The more you invest in the team, the better the investment becomes. Like, it's actually kind of refreshing to see them do this, to be honest. Now, the downside of this is overall game balance is gonna suffer, because when things scale like that, you start to see huge gaps between high segments like whales and non-whales. Like, I think if you had a team with a couple different segment 6 units, like if you had Florence and Niketa, I think you would just be doing so much ridiculous damage. I don't even think you would ever be able to balance that appropriately, which, to be fair, is kind of fine, because I mean, we're approaching, I'm gonna level this character while we're talking. You're kind of approaching like mega whale territory at that point, and it's like, you know, you don't really expect, that's kind of why you pay all the money, right? Is you want a crazy overpowered team. All right, I'm catching up on chat now. Yeah, dude, sorry, Ghost. I was so busy yapping. And yeah, we, as usual, won the 50-50. Okay, so thank you, Paul, for answering that. She doesn't buff, or the weapon doesn't buff Springfield's Eagle. Yeah, that makes sense. Because, yeah, it doesn't, it's not like a physical summon on the field. And yeah, Wooly, the gun is the PA-15, which is some French gun. I don't know, I've never heard of it. It's essentially just like very typical World War I-esque handgun. World War I? I think it'd be World War II, actually. I don't actually know when that one was invented. Paul says, I mean, she can be a good unit for the Hydra team. It's just hard to recommend people pulling for their Hobo team. See, well, Paul, I'm going to push back on a little bit, because it's like, define Hobo team. Like, would you say having Springfield segment 1 and just some Tolol from the standard banner, is that considered like a Hobo team? The Barrett Arios is nowhere to be found in the event story. Oh, I didn't get a chance to do the event story yet. I wanted to. Maybe we'll do some of that later, because I wanted to try out the heroic modes. I didn't try any of those yet. I don't know. We got a lot of stuff we can do tonight once I get this character all leveled. I haven't done peak value. I haven't done the heroic modes. We got some testing. We can. I don't know if we really need to do testing. I can explain my secret findings that aren't so secret. That's unnecessary. I just realized, like, come on, I gotta be making them kind of noises. Please, Florence, we're in public. This is a PG rated stream, minus the alcohol. All right, so we got that. We got to do Helix. I think we're gonna grab all of these just because I mostly want the stat boost. You don't need all of these keys. Some of them are kind of dumb. Like this one is like, you probably don't ever use that. God, these names. This one also, I cannot figure out a good use case for this. I don't know, maybe you guys can tell me what they were thinking. But this one turns her first skill, which is a healing skill, which to be honest, you probably would never use unless you're like in a bad situation. It turns it into a AoE, but it's like physical damage, so I don't even really know what the... Yeah, I don't even really know what the point of this is. Like, I cannot figure out why you would ever want to do AoE physical damage to this unit. I could see AoE hydro damage, because maybe you wanted to, like, generate confectants with Springfield segment 1 or something, but that don't even work, so I don't even know what's going on with this. So the only ones really worth getting, or the ones you'll use in like 90% of situations, are obviously the defense down. If you have kind of juiced bear, it'd be attack up. This one is important too because it lets you have the bear on the field a little longer at the start of the combat. This is debatable. Usually you don't need this, but like I guess it could be situationally useful versus some like really heavy spamming AoE attacks, but to be honest, if you're running her with Springfield, you should be solid. You should from what I was testing, the bear was never even coming close to dying. So it's like really only these three. I'm gonna grab this one just to get another stat boost. I already forgot what her key does. I want to say her common key is summon related. Yeah. Oh, it's just this unit. Okay. Yeah. This is an awkward one. Because if this wasn't health boost, if this was attack boost, I could see giving this key to Niketa, but it doesn't really... Yeah, okay, I'm going to hold off on that. We're going to put that in the maybe pile. Defense 2, I said install. And confectants. Well, look at this. They actually recommend 3 good ones for once. Paul says, she's great with a stacked team, but characters like Yuhi are better investment just because Florence is so locked into Hydro. To be fair, for normal content, she is just fine with any team. I don't have hard numbers, so I can't really refute what you're saying, but to me, I don't feel like Yuhi is a better... She might be more generalist because her buffs kind of just... She's got a couple group-wide buffs. Specifically, the defense shredding can be kind of used on anybody, or the stability shredding can be kind of used on anybody. Attack up, depends on which team you're playing, right? Like Hydro gets this in a lot of different forms, so it doesn't really matter for them. You're right, there are other teams that kind of struggle to get this. This segment is okay. The damage reduction is like whatever. Defense down, once again, this is useful, right? Especially if you're going to use her in like random ass teams that don't have defense down for some reason. Although, like I said, we're kind of approaching the point now where teams are kind of pre-constructed with all these like checkboxes covered, right? Like if you're doing fire, okay, defense down is covered by Changju. If you're doing corrosion, okay, it's covered by segment 3 Lukai. If you're doing hydro, it's covered by Florence. If you're doing electric, now it's covered by Jangyu. So it's like, I don't know how useful this kind of a buff is anymore, because while it does work with every team, it's like every team already kind of has access to it. And segment 3, this one I don't think really affects the team's damage. It just boosts hers, right? Oh, it lets her alt happen more often, which essentially lets these buffs go out more often. Like these ones here. So I don't know. I know a lot of people like Yuhi is kind of like just like generic, like get segment 3, slap her in any team, but I don't know. I feel like you're gonna get more value out of Florence. But you're right, she is kind of locked to a Hydro team. I can see the issue there. I don't know. Yeah, it's that's the problem. The game is kind of weird, right? Like, on the one hand, you just need one powerhouse team, right? For like 99% of content. Like if you have a juiced fire team or a juiced hydro team, you're going to just be able to slap around every challenge mode, every frenzy, boss, everything, right? Like all that kind of stuff. The only stuff you won't be able to min-max every single time will be Gunsmoke Frontline, right? Because that rotates elements and it rotates bosses and stuff. But once again, it's debatable on is that truly all that you care about, right? Because there's a lot of people now that, you know, they just don't give a shit about Gunsmoke. I mean, if you're in a platoon that cares, then obviously. I think we're just gonna give her. Let's give her some random stuff. Here you go. Have that one. What's this one? Oh, I don't know. How do I not have this equipped on anybody? Oh, geez. Oh, geez, he's throwing. Oh, geez. What are all these good... I really gotta go through all my units and... Congratulations, Florence. You're a DPS now. I'll fix this later. Ooh, so Paul says heroic mode was good. You guys want to see me give that a try here? Well, before I hop into heroic mode, because I do really want to try it, so we'll do heroic mode, at least 1 or 2 of them on stream here. You guys can laugh at me, but I do want to talk about looking at here. Oh, just the skins. That's nice that it automatically unlocks them. You don't have to like scroll through here and find them. This should be usable, right? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Attachments. I have the wrong attachments and the wrong stats on them, but once again, this doesn't really matter too much. I just want to hop in to the test mode real quick. No, not military sim. Target practice. So for this, so the things that I wanted to point out with her that were like surprisingly well done. So let's talk about some of the obvious stuff. So I was seeing people say Florence is an easy skip because she's a healer in the team with the most like the already the game's best healer, which is true. I mean, Springfield is the best healer, but I don't know where they got this idea that she's a healer, because like while she does have a healing skill, I don't think you ever would want to use this. Like, to me, all Florence ever is responsible for doing is damage amping your teammates through the stimulant buff and getting a free summon that slaps things and runs around, shreds defense, etc, etc. I don't know why there's people out there. Maybe because she's dressed like a nurse, they saw a nurse outfit and they're like, oh yeah, she's a healer. It's like, no, that's not how it works. Some of the things about the way this stimulant works is fantastic. So the short version of this is, as you take damage, you're going to get a boost to hydro damage and just generic damage, which somewhere in here. Where is it? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, damage dealt is increased by 0.5, and then hydro damage dealt is increased by 0.5, up to 20% for both of them. So if you've taken 40% of your max HP, you're going to get this buff, 40% for hydro units, essentially. Now, the way this ability works is that it initially does damage, right? So right off the bat, it does 20% of the damage. So you're halfway there to taking the damage that you need. So let's see here, so that you can see 15%. Oops, I lied. I have to do one thing first. It's gonna be a little more confusing to illustrate it, but that obviously pairs well with someone like Springfield, who increases your max overall HP and heals you at the same time. So what happens is so you can see they go together really well. I think 60% of this right now is coming from Springfield. Actually, can we check here? Okay, it caps at 70%, but we haven't quite hit this because we haven't healed enough. We have to attack once, so you'll see in a second here. This is such a powerful combo because this stimulant buff does not fall off until the end of the round. Not the end of her turn, not the end of her action, the end of the round. So if we attack the boss here, 2 things are going to happen. She got hurt by she took damage because of the stimulant, right? So every time she takes an action, and it has to be a full action, right? So for example, like Niketa's here, extra command, that does not count. That doesn't work for it. It has to be extra action. So Niketa at segment, whatever the segment that converts this into an extra action, then it would work. So I want to say that's segment 2, 1, I don't remember. It's one of them, but so every action that Tolo takes drains 20% of her max HP, but also because Springfield's buff is up right now, she's going to heal a big chunk of that back. So you can see after one attack, we're already like, this is 95% extra hydro damage, and there's another 20% on here that's for some reason not showing up as just like generic damage. So she's actually sitting at 115% damage boost right now, and that continues for all the attacks. She doesn't have telepathy up right now, so she's only gonna get 2 attacks this turn, but it's still on her right now. Like, this is the part that I was like a little like nervous about. Like, so it lasts for all of her actions. So she took 3 actions in a row. It would last for all of them, which is fantastic, and she would heal at the end of every single action because of Springfield. And then in addition to that, it says, I believe in the description, that it ticks down at the end of the turn, but it's actually, from what I tested, does it say in here? I don't know where it said it, but somewhere it had mentioned that this ticks down at the end of the turn, but it actually ticks down at the end of the round. So it's going to be hard to illustrate that on Tolo, so we're actually just going to we'll pass here real quick with everybody. Go to the next turn, because it does stick around for like the enemy's turn, right? Like, you can't see right now because she's not targetable. Oh, he's mad now. But it would have still been on till right now when we start the new turn. Then it would have fallen off. That's just not so important for Tololol, but it's incredibly important for Niketa. So let's do this, right? We'll give her. Well, it doesn't matter actually. We can give both it. So if we put it on Niketa here, so it's gonna get a little crowded on the buff bar here, but just know that it's this third one here. Stimulant, it's this one with the 3 bullet symbol here. That's the one that you want to keep an eye on. I guess it's the 4th one, I lied. The 4th buff symbol. So we'll take everyone's turn. I mean, this is a segment 0 horn, so it would have fallen off, but like I said, if you have segment 3, this you could have it up on both of them right now at the same time. Good to do. I'm just kind of speeding through everyone's turn here. So the reason why it's important is because if this was an extra action, which it's not because I have a low segment Niketa, but it would count for that attack, then it would have drained some of her life, which would have boosted her hydro damage up to 95%, or 115% total. And then I'm actually going to slow it down here to prove this to you. Keep an eye on this buff here. When she counters attacks during the enemy's turn, that should trigger. So keep an eye on her buff. See, it's still there. So for these attacks, which on a low segment Niketa is kind of nothing special, it's just that one. But obviously on a segment 6 Niketa, that's like 4 attacks that it's going to be counted for, and they're her first strongest attacks. In addition to that, you saw it there at the end. Rewind it to the previous turn. At the end, you'll see that big AoE that comes around from the boss. That is the ability from Arios here, the one that applies Chaos Compound. It's not so important on this boss right now because this boss is already attacking, because that's what I turned that attack mode on. But if for some reason you had a boss that didn't attack, like a really passive boss that just, like, I don't know, does like summons 2 enemies and puts a shield on himself for the turn, Chaos Compound will trigger. It'll hit everyone around him. So if I had all these units surrounding him, it would hit all the units and trigger pretty much everyone's counterattack. So it's like she's just so well designed, because it's like you can keep Stimulant up on the 2 important damage dealers for the Hydro team. It lasts for all of their turns, all their important counterattacks. It synergizes extremely well with the healer that team is going to use, which would be Springfield, because, you know, you're going to take damage and then immediately heal it back constantly when her ult is up. And then in addition to that, if you ever run into, like, the weakness of the counterattack units, which would be a very passive boss that doesn't attack, then the Chaos Compound is going to force an attack out of the boss, an AoE attack, that can hit as many units as you have piled around the boss, which could trigger, like, multiple counterattacks, which this team can't do, which actually I'm gonna borrow Paul's segment 6 Florence, which actually, this actually might be too cracked. Florence might just clap this boss. The only thing I can think to do is these to borrow units. If you guys know any stronger enemies we can fight with borrowing a unit, let me know. But let's see here. Let's take them and let's see if I can find Paul. Oh, you're right. It did update. I think you're. I think this boss might just die in like one hit, but if we do this, right? I'm just gonna have Nikita come over here and summon the doggo. Then everyone else skip their turn. Below, just hang out. Like, so normally you couldn't... The bear can have 4 counterattacks now, because he's got segment 1, which increases the counterattacks from 2 to 4. And so, like, normally you wouldn't get 4 counterattacks, because that would mean the boss has to hit it has to hit Florence or Arios 2 times with both of its abilities, 1 and 2, and then both of these enemies would have to do it. But we will see that that is not necessarily the case, because I think we come to here. This will cause it to go on everybody. We're just gonna buff Nikita for funsies. Actually, I'm scared to do this. I think the bear will just actually kill the boss if I do that. So we're gonna pick Nikita, and then I'm actually gonna slow it down if I can. And you'll see when the boss radiates out the AoE, it's going to hit multiple people, and it's going to trigger a barrage of counterattacks. It's going to trigger all these counterattacks. I think it'll trigger all 4 from Arios, and also if I had more from Nikita's Kulich, but I only got 1. So that would be the one that it would normally trigger. Oh, I'm so dumb. I lied. The reason that's not working is because the bear attacked this dude here. I got to move this way. Take 2. Take 2 on that example. Because the bear attacks, I think, the closest target to Florence. Not exactly sure on the targeting. I have to do a little testing. But so he's got Chaos Compound on him now. So you'll see him start radiate AoEs, and you're going to see all these counterattacks start. So 1, 2, 3 units are hit. So this is going to be 3 counterattacks. Oh, he's going to die before we even get through all this. So there's 1 counterattack from both of them. And oh yeah, also the Hawk is counterattacking like crazy because of this too. This would be a 2nd counterattack normally. But it's going to trigger again because he's taking another action, right? So there's another counterattack and another counterattack. And like I said, at this point, the Hawk from Springfield has capped out Tarzan or whatever. Coolidge also is capped out, but if you had higher segments on these units, like I said, I think Tarzan can attack 6 times, and Coolidge can attack twice. So once again, just another example of how she scales so well with this team. It's just, oh, so good. And then, yeah, we have the stimulant on her from last turn, right? So we could still do a whole turn, right? So let's... I gotta be careful not to attack the boss because it'll die, but... So even if we just shoot the barrels or whatever... See, it's active for that attack, it's active for this attack. Still active for this 3rd attack. And I could juice up Nikita, but then the bear's gonna go and he's just absolutely gonna clap this guy, and it'll end our demonstration here. But yes, I think you guys get the idea. I've gushed enough about her. Let me just I wanted to do something and I forgot what it was already. Was it switch a key? Nah, whatever. Let's do some heroic modes for funsies. Yeah, anyway, I'm just it's just nice to see them design a character with like that much thought put into it. Like I know people are, like I said, they're really on the if you know segment 6 or skip train, but I don't know. I feel like even at segment 0, she adds a lot to the Hydra team, and it's just like it's one of those units where the more you want to dump into that team, the more value you're going to get out of it. And as I said, same thing happens in the future, right? If they release another Hydra unit, like a Hydro machine gun or something, she's kind of future-proof for that too. Because it's like, I don't know what mechanics they could possibly give a Hydro machine gun that would not include confectants, spaced extra actions and stuff, or counterattacks, right? Or summons. And it's like, if it's any of those, she just fits in that team. Oh yeah, Paul, dude, I was doing it yesterday and I was like stimming up the bear because, once again, yesterday I wasn't using your segment 6. The bear was like counterattacking for like 10k a piece, and that was only at segment 4, right? So yeah, the bear was going wild, and I wasn't even like focusing putting buffs on him. Like, because at segment 6, once again, you get the stimulant on him for free even when you use it on other people. So the bear was like just absolutely going bananas. I know we talked about last week how she like sizes up to Nikita in damage, but it's just, I mean, she's also buffing everybody else's, well, not everybody's, but at least 2 units while she's doing that, and like a sizable buff too, not a little baby buff. Oh, we're gonna have to skip all this. So you guys want to do story time? This is not a voiced event, right, guys? I don't think so. I'm not in the mood to read a bedtime story to you, but okay. Let's be thematic here. Let's just use the new units. So how hard are we talking here, Paul? Do I gotta lock in for this, or she is? Let's put. I think we can do this. Ooh, spooky story, huh? Let's do. Fucking hate these stupid things. These things are equally annoying. Is this the stun version where he stuns you? It is not the stun version. But they are strong enough that it looks like they could one-shot somebody. I mean, they won't one-shot him with Springfield's HP buff up. I did not read the debuffs. I know there was one about, like, you have to end by teammates. Can I see him here? Is it here? Uh-oh. See, guys, I'm a gacha player. I don't read. Come on. Yeah, I didn't read them. I remember... It's actually kind of toxic. They don't tell you what they are once you zone in. There's nowhere, huh? Yeah, nowhere. I know one of them is you have to essentially kind of keep everyone together or you're going to take a ton of damage. Let's do Nikita to here. That would be... Where's this guy going to walk to? Not you. All right, let's just do this. We're gonna test the waters here. I'm gonna be like overly cautious on purpose here. Look at my attack stat. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's right. That's what the other buff was, Wooly. Thank you. It was you have a huge debuff until you attack one time, right? Yeah, 1 instance of damage. So you have to do multiple attacks to kill stuff, which means Tolol is going to have to put in a lot of work. Let's go ahead and have her start. Let's see how this goes. No! I wanted that spot. Well, that's awkward. Does it preview? Okay, so it does preview how much HP I'm gonna lose when I do this because I'm too far away. Oh yeah, dude, these guys are thick. You're right, you do have to be kind of careful. A lot of DPS, you gotta focus on them. Yeah, I don't like the fact he gets cover, but... What is the range? Is it 2 tiles before you start taking unnecessary damage? Maybe it tells me. If there are no allies within 2 tiles. Another 20%. Okay. Can we get away with... He's still going to get a cover if we go here. Like I said, let's just play it kind of safe. God, I want it. I don't like how they did this to me. I really wish that... really wish Arios had come over here. Doo-doo. Let's see how ticklish these guys are. I know these ob shares are going to be absolutely fucking obnoxious. Because I don't remember if they even have a limit to the number of times they can counterattack. Go, my counterattack minions. Yes! Yas! How does it feel, Thode? Whoa, why does this Thode have 20 fucking stability? That's so toxic. Oh, dude, that's so mean. Oh, and darn... Even the pets get the debuff. That's super... Man, I gotta be like this. Actually, let's have Springfield come to... Here. And let's do Naketa as well. Juice up Tololol. I think we can have... This one's kind of thick, isn't he? Not really. It's just this first attack is going to do nothing. I think we can have... I already forgot who he's taunted. He should be taunted by Arios. You know, let's do this. This is not the smartest play, but it's also not the dumbest. This should chunk him. Yeah, this will chunk him. No, he didn't die, but that's okay. I have to waste an attack anyway. Let's come to here. I actually don't know where I want to put Tololol. I mean, I think I want to end on this side. Can have her finish this guy off. He should, with a capital S, die when he attacks Arias. That's what we're going to go with. And then you can chunk this guy too. No! Wrong attack order. Now he's out of counterattacks. Rest in pepperoni. The healing is definitely way more intense than I thought it was going to be. Big yikes, big yikes. I don't want to use it on Tolol yet because we We still have 3 shacks to steer telepathy, but we're gonna die if we attack. Interesting. If you just end your action, does that... I guess you can't really test. I'm gonna assume it does, right? Let me see. The debuff. Yeah, at the end of the action, you take 15%. We're gonna play Ring Around the Rosie with these enemies. This is actually kind of a problem with Tolo, because once that Springfield buff wears off, right? She does good damage, but she's going to kind of melt herself. Let's see here. We can have Niketa. Oh, that's right. My Niketa sucks. I forgot. I think we have it here. She can summon a new bear. And I think I want to be here when I do it. That should hit both of them. Yeah. Yeah. That taunted him? Or no? Yeah, it did. Okay. So maybe this time the plan will go a little better and Arios will actually 1v1 this bear. We'll have a bear battle, like underground bear wars. I think Tolo's gonna kill herself though. I don't want to waste attacks by like not hitting enemies, but that will really clap me if I go there, right? Because this thing counterattacks. Oh no, it's not. At least it's not showing it, but why isn't it gonna counterattack? Dude, I can't remember. Yeah, okay. It does. I don't know. Whatever. We're just gonna. Let's not get crazy, guys. You know, this is baby's first heroic mode. How spicy can we get, guys? At least it seems that this debuff is. See, this doesn't seem accurate to me. It says max HP, but this does not seem like 15% of my max HP. This seems like it's of my current, but you know, who am I to argue with maths? Maths. I don't want to come to here because the toad can probably hit me, can he? 8 tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, the risky play. Because this will do so much damage. The greed. The greed. I could come to here, but I think I'll just stay here. Surely this bear won't kill me. Surely. Bear battle. Damn. He's stronger than me. All right. Well, the good news is I can ult now, so everyone should be healed and good. All right, guys, pack it up. Go home. Heroic is baby mode. Easy game. Can I hit that toad at all? No, I can't. Big sad. Baby game made for babies. Juice her up. This is actually kind of cool. I'm just memeing actually. I really am liking this because between the stimulant buff and the data erosion, like, you know, I'm just glad there's a Springfield on this team. I need to check her. Did I remember to refresh telepathy? I did. Okay, so yeah, we'll kill this guy. This is kind of I'm really feeling this, guys. Oh, that's right. I'll take a ton of damage when I'm not by a friend, but this should be enough to kill him. Ooh, I kind of like these. No voice acting, right? Yeah. All right, I'll let you guys watch this on your own time. What's that needle for? What you gonna do with that? Yeah, Ghost. That was actually. I mean, I know I'm literally one mission in, but that felt pretty fair as far as difficulty, right? If it seemed like I couldn't just do... I could not have hit auto battle. Not in a million years would that have worked out good. I guess maybe if I had mega segments on units. We'll do one more. And then maybe we'll move on to something else. Yeah, dude, I'm seeing what you're... I'm picking up what you're putting down, Paul. Like I said, even the enemy layout is like they've done a good job, right? Like they kind of have you surrounded, right? You can do what I did where it's like you pick a side and maybe go heavy on that side. And like, so there's some strategy in kind of how you've placed stuff, especially once you start considering things like this toad is like a turret. So maybe you want to come this way and like, you know, turtle up over here till everything's dead. And yeah, you can't just like, you can't just be dumb and, yeah, and just like YOLO out there because you'll die. You got to keep your team together, and you know, I'm liking it. I think we do it like so. Springfield comes to here. Lawrence can come to here. Nakata can come to here. Put the dog over here somewhere, and then Tololo can be like probably along this wall. That's the plan. Yeah, dude, I don't have Kukai Zumis, but soon we'll have AA12 Zumis, and once I AoE bomb the entire map with the AA12, I'll start complaining in chat about how the game is boring and there's nothing to do. Am I allowed to do that? Is that fair? Where can I put this doggo where he's gonna actually attack stuff? I guess I could put him over here as an insurance policy. What are these? I forgot. These guys just run up and claw you, right? Yeah, they just claw you. And what is their range? 7? So this guy could. You know what we're gonna do? Big brain. Big brain. We're gonna body block the square with the doggo. 5D chess. Look, now he can't claw. Damn it. That's right. They can attack in diagonals. Damn it, Krolik. You baited me. This is Krolik's fault. She taught me that you can't attack in diagonals in melee, and I fell for it. All right, well. No, and I misplayed that. No, whatever, Nakata. I guess you can have the stimmy. Ooh, even ill. I mean, I guess I could stay right here. Yeah, I guess. Go, my Arios. Number 1 patient. Or, I'm sorry, number 1 assistant. What do you think? Yeah, we do this. I think this can kill him. I have to crit, I'm pretty sure. Does the fence give cover? It does not look like it gives cover. This one does, but the fence doesn't. All right. Which actually makes Springfield kind of awkward, but it should be fine. Let's... Oh, whatever. If we're gonna be in cover, right? Let's just... Maybe I'm tryharding a little bit too much. They're coming. Oh, Lottie, they coming. Yes! Counterattack team, go! GFL2 underground dogfights or bear fights. Let's hit you with the juice. And we'll give... I guess we'll give Nakata the juice, yeah. I don't really have anybody else. Doing double attacks is way better than... I think we're gonna bring... I think Florence is in kind of a spicy spot. I mean, we could probably clean up most of these, but let's just play it safe and bring her back over here. We're just essentially going to outrange all the melee units. No, what are you doing, Bear? Oh, okay, that worked. I didn't think he'd move all the way over there to attack. I thought he was just going to stay where he's at. The deer is the only one with the range attacks, so let's clean up some of this trash. Yeah, we'll do initial attack on him. We can just straight up kill one of these. I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's hit this one with the debuffs. Oh, wow. Little overkill. Same thing here. We'll clean up this with the weakened attack. We'll kill, hopefully, this one. Oh, we can kill all these. Easy. Easy game for babies, dude. It's true, Paul. Paul's like, I don't need a sandbag team anymore, and you're right. Now all my teams are the sandbag teams. I'm a little confused as to what took him so long to add this game mode. I said, don't get me wrong, totally happy that it's here. I just, oh, rest in pepperoni, Arios. Alright, remember when I said, if you're healing with Florence, you're doing it wrong? Well, okay, maybe I gotta eat my words a little bit. Oh, but she's not even good at healing them. I think we rather would have the bear out. I don't know where the bear is going to go after. Oh, that worked out perfect. Put one on each of them. Doggo, you're going to stay there, though. Because they are actually body blocking perfectly. Although, I bet you this... Oh, I bet you Florence is about to get clapped. This one's taunted, but this one is not taunted. We all make mistakes sometimes. I don't want to resummon... I guess I could have resummoned him. Oh, no, you couldn't resummon him in the same spot. All right, Tolo, you got a lot of work cut out for you this turn. Right, this one is taunted. This one is not. And neither is this. Do I want to go all in and kill this deer here? All right, we're going to see if we can min-max this perfectly. So the first attack will go here. Yeah, whatever. I really hope she doesn't melt doing this. No, this won't be enough. I'll have to put both of these attacks to kill this bear. Which would be fine. I'm just wondering, like, so I have a choice to make. I can either kill the bear completely or come over here and kill the crocodile completely. The question is, do I think this guy is going to walk over and hit Florence? Because he totally could. Well, let's do this. Let's kill this bear. Although, wait. Double check. Can this bear get around? All right, good. We're gonna try and play it as safe as possible, and we're gonna hope this crocodile attacks Springfield, who's a pretty thick unit. And let's just hope that Tololol is not the target of the... How far can you get? Okay, so I can't stand here. Remember, guys, diagonals. Enemies can do diagonals. You cannot. You're not cool enough. Yeah, we're just gonna hope to God that the deer over here... Well, is it don't lose any units? Okay, well, we can, you know, rest in peace, Niketa. You will be missed. I'll admit, Crocodile, that was kind of a Michael Jordan shot. Like, look at this. He went over the top. You know, I can't even be mad at him. That was kind of sick. Let's juice you up, Tololo. We'll have bear battle here while Tololo... Oh, that's right. Gotta be by friends. If you're not by friends, you'll suffer a lot of pain. Yeah, see, I'm liking this. Like I said, you can't be doing risky stuff like I just did there, where you leave your whatchamacallit. Why am I taking so much damage? Is this not 2 tiles from Springfield? Oh, that's right, I have stimulant on me. Durr. Let's do that. And then hopefully the bear will finish it. Actually, probably not. But he's taunted, so he has only one target to attack. Arios, you can do this, bro. I believe in you. Be the change you want to see in the world or something like that. I think we're out of... Yeah, we have to do this, but I'm going to preemptively move over here because I want Tololo to have somebody nearby. Same thing here. Like, once again, I'm being super risky. But I believe Arios is going to kill this other bear. Where are you going? There you go. Alright, and then Tololo will... Oh, no! No, it's a disaster. She can't hit him. I'm going to hope that I'm not in range of the toad. I am in range of the toad. Yep. Should have checked. Plan in shambles, boys. Alright, well, you know, that's exactly what I was saying earlier. You get a little too risky, and that's what happens. What's the range? Is 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so as long as I'm not on that side of it. Well, I guess, whatever. And then we'll preemptively put Tolol over here. Can she get around next turn? Yeah. 8 was there. We should be safe here. No, I didn't realize there was a time limit, or at least I wasn't paying attention to it. It all fell apart, boys. I was one tile off last turn of being able to finish on time. A disaster. Actually, I'm doing this rotation backwards. It should be skill 1 into 2, 3. How could this happen to me? Alright. Well, I'm down with that. I'm 100% on board with this heroic mode. I really do enjoy it. Finally, something to sandbag against with my actual teams. Like I said, it's really cool how it's like, let me see here real quick. Are there any other modifiers for heroic mode? Like, you don't pick from, right? They're just always on? Yeah, it's just either on or off. Okay. That's kind of cool. Yeah, this one's actually pretty annoying to deal with, because... Yeah, you gotta do targeted damage. Well... Yeah, okay, so the attack would still be reduced even if you don't do targeted damage, so if you're just gonna try an AoE spam, even that won't work. Interesting. Cannot be cleansed. Yeah, I guess you just have to have someone with, like, extra turns. Oh, I see. And you really do need to focus down particular enemies, which we were kind of doing. I think you end up kind of doing that naturally just because of the fact that they're kind of thick to begin with. You kind of have to like focus one down. If you try and spread them out, it's going to be... This is another like anti-AoE ability. That's kind of... They really just don't want you to bring Klukai in here. Although I'm sure you could still probably do it. Interesting. Oh, you know what else I just realized? I also never actually unlocked that Tololo segment, did I? Oh my god, he's throwing, dude. He's throwing. Oh, dude, worst streamer 2025. Ban this chud. Wow, that was pretty awesome. All ran Hydro and Klukai. Yeah, you have a segment 6 Klukai. I don't. So if I use my normal Klukai, I think she would just be kind of dead weight. I mean, you can easily do that with a like a quote free to play. Use that in quotations. Hydro team, like the one I was using, I could have easily done that if I was like not being so stupid, right? Nikita dying obviously slowed everything down for a turn, and then not knowing how to count squares also, you know, that's a little unfortunate. So, but if I redid that mission, I could probably. I turtle up a little too hard, I think, in that bottom left corner because essentially it didn't matter. The deer just YOLO'd across the map anyway. Oh, you can borrow for heroic, really? I mean, that's kind of cool, but now I need to check. Oh, you're right. Interesting. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that because, like, on the one hand, the mode's supposed to kind of be a, like, it's supposed to be a, like, challenge mode. But at the same time, I guess this is kind of cool because it lets you get the rewards even if you, yeah, even if you don't, like, have, like, the account to do it. Like, let's say you're kind of a new player. Like, even if you have the strategy down, like, you might not have, like, the units to do it. You know, let's just grab... Who's got a good... Is this a good one? 32, that's a little low. Surely I have a friend on my friends list with a cracked one. Balls is probably in here somewhere. Oh, yeah. That one's pretty good. Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't know whose this is, but we're borrowing it. I'm gonna see. I want to know if you can just kind of do... Maybe even Century, see? This might get a little stupid. And I don't know. I guess we do HD. Let's come to here. Oh, is that yours, Paul? Is that... Do you recognize that goofy laser... Oh my god, this fucking alien... This fucking... Like a Disneyland weapon. Carnival weapon. Let's put Michi. She'll get clapped if she's there. Yeah, that's the plan. I'm just gonna let's see right off the bat how much this would do. I'm assuming the first... Okay. Alright, this might be too easy. Let's just do it. Let's see what happens here. Because they're gonna explode too, right? Yeah. So, like, it wasn't showing me all the damage it was gonna do. Yeah, this... Although that didn't count as a turn for her, though. Oh, that's right, because we talked about, it's got to be targeted damage. You're right, it's not auto win, but it's significantly easier. And then I'm gonna kind of cheese it with Centurisi. Give us a shield. Which actually isn't even needed because we have Springfield's HP buff. But although I didn't consider the fact that Klukai won't have her ult up because I didn't bring Pyrtia. Oh, dude, look at they all grouped up for me. This... Oh, but I didn't move ahead of time, so I don't have line of sight on this one. Whatever. Will they still die in one hit? Yeah. Okay. You know, like I said, I don't know how I feel about this. It's kind of cool that, like, it still gives you an option to clear these. I don't even know if there's any rewards for doing this stuff, but like it gives you an option. I don't know, we'll give her attack up for some reason. It is kind of weird though, because it's like... I don't know, man. Hit the bear. Now we're essentially just gonna stall until we can zoom over here and kill the Thode. Did I not? But I'm immune. clap back. Oh, this poor guy, he's so slowed. Okay, well, I will admit that was significantly easier than doing it the intended way, which would have been, you know, using my own units. I'm okay with it, though. Like I said, I'm okay with it. If it's one of those things where it's like, you can choose your own difficulty. If you want to borrow someone's cracked segment 6, that's one of the stats. Oh yeah, oh yeah. If you want to borrow someone's cracked segment 6, you can push through it. But you know, if you want to like actually challenge yourself and try and use only your units. Are these shared? It looks like it, right? Yeah. What do you get special rewards for even doing this? Oh yeah, I guess you get one. I don't know. Maybe that's the same. Special name card. Ooh, special name card. Okay, yeah, I'm still okay with this mode. I still think it's pretty awesome. This is definitely a step in the right direction for the game. Hopefully they keep doing stuff like this. It is kind of weird to me that it took them almost a year. I mean, I know CN obviously had it a little earlier than we did, but it is just kind of weird that it took them so long to come up with something like this. This, to me, seems like something that they should have done within, like, the first couple months, right? Once people hit endgame, like, kind of started accumulating, like, for example, by the time Vector was out, this really should have already been in the game. That's just my opinion. But what's done is done, and, you know, we're moving on to a better place. Yeah, I'm totally down with it. Man, what? I don't want to go too much later tonight because we're already going kind of late because we started so our delayed pushback here. Do we have anything else we can do? This will be available next week, and so will expansion drill, right? What was this one? I forgot already. Oh yeah, this thing's still from last time. We'll have 2 new. Maybe that's what we'll do next week. We'll do peak value, which I haven't even touched. Maybe we'll do it blind. You guys can laugh at me again. So maybe we'll do peak value next week, and it's the same Gunsmoke boss, I'm pretty sure. So I think we can just ignore that, and I'll just do that on my own time. So I felt like there was something else. Oh yeah, small little like news segment bit. It was the new corrosion sword unit, Fetusa. They kind of previewed her a little bit, and she's looking pretty spicy. They haven't given any details about what her kit does. It was just actually, let me see here. Can I tab out and you know what? I'm not gonna do it because it's gonna take me too long to figure it all out. Oh my gosh, what am I? Once again, I'm throwing yet again. New character, new background. This is like equally as Gunnar as the last one. But yeah, the new character for sword AoE corrosion, Fetusa or Fatius. I'll get that name right one of these times. She's looking really cool. Like she has one ability where it's like a straight line charge. Similar kind of like Krolik's alt works. Then she has an ability where it's like, you know, I am the storm that is approaching, where she like runs essentially and puts like a huge AoE out centered on her, where she just like slashes everything in an AoE around her. I'm really interested to seeing how she works with the other corrosion units, because she is AoE obviously, which means she could in theory benefit from all of Meech T's buffs, you know, obviously the boosting ones, but she also benefits from the not so obvious ones, like the one that increases the is it Nightmare Form? Yeah, support attacks increased by 50% for AoE. So this will give her support attacks, because I'm pretty sure her passive is she does like AoE based sword slashes if enemies end within, similar to how Faye does her like spin to wins. When people are like end within this many squares of her, she either throws an axe or she does a spin. I think same thing for Fadius. So I'm interested to see how that works. The thing that I'm a little not concerned, but it's gonna be a little weird, is that now there's 3 AoE, or there's 3 Sentinel Corrosion AoE units, right? There's going to be Klukai, AA12, and this new one. So that almost seems like, to me, one of them is either going to be interchangeable or one of them is getting the boot from the, quote, Corrosion team. And weirdly enough, the Corrosion team doesn't have like an actual healer. Like Michti, when she gets her key, she does that weird thing where she kind of like goes like sleep mode and like auto battles her way to victory. And she heals a little bit for the team. I think it's like 10% of her health for the whole team, or 10% of everyone's health, something like that. But she's not like a true healer. So anyway, I'm interested to see what that unit is gonna do for team building. A lot of cool. Just want to vibe to this music. A lot of cool combos I think are going to be coming from her. I would assume, this is my theory. We'll see if I'm even right or wrong. I'm gonna assume that she is either a replacement for Klukai, like interchangeable. They're just gonna do slightly different things, but essentially they're gonna put a lot of like AoE dot stuff on people. Or she's gonna be, I don't know if she's gonna be a replacement for like Peritia, for example. I'm gonna guess that she's gonna be an interchangeable unit with 416. That's my guess. We'll see if I'm wrong. Hopefully next week we'll have the like kit details out. Yeah, you're right. So Corrosion has like been kind of stealing Springfield. But then it's like, once you use Springfield as your healer, it's like, well, you might as well bring Niketa or Tololol. So it's like, you almost want like a dedicated Corrosion, quote, healer. But it actually would be interesting if they came up with a new interesting Corrosion-based support, like defensive support. Maybe more like, kind of like Andrus, right? Where she's like a bulwark. Or even the new character for Ice is Helen. Both of those characters are like not healing based. They're kind of more defensive, and Helen's a little weird, but Andrus is like kind of straightforward, right? Like she keeps the team alive, but she doesn't necessarily do it through raw healing, right? She does it through split damage and kind of like self healing. I would like to see them do something like that with Corrosion. That might be interesting. Maybe some sort of like a life leech type tank, right? Like a tank like Andrus or something that splits damage with the team. But like heals based off the dots on the enemy anytime like a dot ticks, or maybe like an AoE attack or something. That could be cool. We'll have to see. Wooly says Corrosion's team gimmick is finishing the level in 3 turns so that nobody needs to heal. That's a good point. If they're dead, they can't attack you. Paul says that Klukai's mod key will add AoE healing to her kit. When she uses her motorcycle, she'll spray out med kits. That's, that would be cool to watch. I don't know how it would work, but... Anyway, boys, thanks for joining me tonight. We're gonna have more fun shenanigans next week. Next week is nothing special, and then the following week is Halloween. We'll have to do something. Well, we're gonna do a covenant on Halloween. I think we're gonna try and do 2. We're gonna do a trick and a treat, and I'll let you figure out who's gonna be who. One of them is gonna be Florence. You can decide which one she is. So that'll be on the 31st. We'll have a little Halloween special. And then after that, then we're gonna, I think, just prep for AA12, which, dude, they could prank us, dude. I mean, I keep saying AA12, but they have not actually confirmed that. So maybe we're in for a surprise, a Halloween surprise. And they should also be coming out with the big dorm soon, although that's probably going to get pushed to the 1-year anniversary. Because I'm going to assume if they were actually going to release that with AA12, like that same patch, I'm guessing they probably would have already been hyping it up. But we shall see. Anyway, see you guys. Thanks for joining me. Have a great weekend, and I will catch you guys all in the next one. Peace out.